Gentlemen, the time has come once again to discuss things.
Hi everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Geeky Gentlemen. I am your host, Sid Part 2, also known as Ian, but you can call me whatever you like, just so long as you call me in the morning. Get it? Get it? Because, you know...
Ian, go in the corner.
Yeah. Alright, sorry. Anyway, joining me today is the, joke-killing of Hope's Bill, aka Zazubar.
Hello.
And the destroyer of dreams and hope, Milan Jeftik, 1992.
The sky screams, and I scream along with it, then we get drunk.
Life is wonderful, ain't it?
Yeah.
Alright, everyone, so welcome, like I said, to this week's episode of Geeky Gentlemen, and this week, we will be discussing what, Bill?
Well, gentlemen, after last week's topic where we discussed the Lucas franchise of Star Wars and the future of Star Wars, I got the need to get back into the Indiana Jones franchise. And thusly, I thought it would be fitting that we review the Indiana Jones franchise on Geeky Gentlemen because it seems like something we should review. It's a big, geeky franchise and appropriate with all the talk about Star Wars Episode 7 and Harrison Ford and all that stuff. So we're going to be reviewing all 4 Indiana Jones films tonight.
Yeah. Now, actually, it's Milan's topic next week, and Milan, I kind of want you to pick something Superman-related, just because that way I can use all the 3 covers of, the big John Williams themes back-to-back. But anyway, I'll let you stew about it. Doesn't have to be
This is how things are forced, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. No, it doesn't have to be Superman-related. It just occurred to me, God, all we need is a Superman video that I can just round out the John Williams.
Well, why Superman is better than Batman. That is what I want to do.
It's just me and Ian just yelling at each other I want you this and that, and then we just end up kissing.
No, that's never going to happen, and I don't know why I have to keep telling you that.
Oh, come on! Eventually our hate will reach such a boiling point that it will switch right over and become love.
No, never.
Yes.
No.
It will. Haley
Milan,
girl.
Dreams are never going to come true.
It's not going to be a dream. It's going to be a horrible nightmare for both of us. That's why I'm admitting that it will eventually happen.
Wait. So we're gonna be kissing each other, but we're gonna be both horribly disgusted with ourselves as we do it?
Mm-hmm. That's usually how it goes.
That's just how everyone feels as they kiss Milan.
Yes. So Haley...
His mother.
But anyway, Haley, I know you're listening to this, and yes, your man and I are gonna eventually make out, and if you want to take pictures, go right ahead. I'm sure there's some sort of weird, grotesque websites that you can sell them to.
I will be as far away from this situation as possible when this is going on.
No. You'll be
Bill, you're gonna be there, and we're gonna make you watch.
No, I'm gonna bury myself in a bunker and just.
Bill will be so disgusted. Bill will be so disgusted that the disgust will go all the way around and become sexual arousal. So he'll just be sitting in the corner, quietly masturbating while crying.
Why does that image keep popping up for you? You say that so often, masturbating while crying.
Because he's relating it back to his own life, and it's the only form of masturbation that he understands.
Whenever I say that.
Is that sexual arousal has to come from sadness?
Yes.
So he can't possibly consider the notion that people have sex for fun and it's not out of some, like, disgusting need to express self-hatred?
That, like, have you ever noticed that whenever I talk about somebody masturbating, sadly in the corner, it always has to be you, Bill? See, I think I'm getting precognition, and I know that at some point...
Well, believe it or not, the thought has crossed my mind once or twice.
What? That you will be
That might be a little strange that it's always me.
Yeah. Maybe I'll...
Okay, anyway.
One of these days, I'm going to break into your house with a gun and just make you do that, and just watch you.
Okay, anyway.
That's our friendship, guys. The Geeky Gentlemen. We love each other.
All right. Let's go ahead and get started on this. I actually considered writing down notes, but I'm gonna try not to do that. I'll see if I can work these points I have in my head in naturally. But let's go ahead and get started. Bill, how do you want to do this? Just each movie in turn, or what's up?
No, let's just do it like we always do it. Just discuss the franchise as a whole and point to whatever we want to talk about first. And because whenever we try to do something in order, it always falls apart. So let's just discuss the franchise as a whole. I'm a big fan. And my favorite Indiana Jones movie is and will always be Last Crusade. And the reason why I think Last Crusade is the most effective Indiana Jones movie is because of how mystical it is. Like, how just whimsical and how it transports you to this magical plane of reality where everything is kind of larger than life, but it's all based in some form of our own reality, some kind of alternate or maybe not alternate history, depending on what you believe about the dark secrets of World War II. And it just brings you to that plane, and you just enjoy yourself so much, and it turns you into a child again, and you just love to watch these characters and be transported, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful film filled with great action scenes, great dialogue scenes. It's the ultimate fun movie, and the ultimate homage movie in terms of being an homage to an older type of film, and not only being better than that original point of homage, but also creating being the same thing as what your homaging was for you to a new generation. And I think all the Indiana Jones movies have that to a certain degree, but I think Last Crusade is the most effective at it, though I think Raiders is.
See, I'll disagree with you. I'll say Raiders is the most effective at that.
I think Raiders is equal. I just personally enjoy the tone of Last Crusade a lot more.
Okay.
I think it's a tighter story too.
All right, well let's go ahead and start with favorites then. Milan, how about you? Which one of these stands out as the one you like the most? Since you're probably going to be all like, "Oh, I hate Indiana Jones."
Funny enough, you'd be surprised to hear this, but I really like the one where the man gets his heart ripped out by that, You
like Doom?
Yeah, that one.
Ugh.
It has a brown man in weird clothing tearing a man's heart out. It's fantastic.
I should
make it reminds me of home.
I am in the sector of the Indiana Jones fandom that does not like Temple of Doom.
I loved it. I mean, it had like the little Asian boy, and
that's all right. Just because someone finally mentioned Short Round. All right, guys, I have the greatest premise for a movie of all time.
God.
You ready? Jar Jar Binks and Short Round team up to enforce racial stereotypes.
I'd pay to see that. I'd totally pay to see that.
Misa thinkens use a racial stereotype.
No time for love, Jar Jar Binks!
Dr. Jones, there's a weird fish man. I shall eat him.
Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the clan session of the Geeky Gentlemen.
Everybody have their white hoods?
Yep, I do.
Listen, we all thought the sacks were a good idea, in theory.
Yeah.
I think that maybe we'll just do it without the sacks this time, and then work on it for next time.
We all appreciate the work that his wife put into making these hoods. The most genius scene in all of cinema was that scene.
Yeah.
But Indiana Jones. Alright, for me, I actually like Temple of Doom more than I thought I would. And it definitely gets cringeworthy with I know why some of the fans don't like it, because it gets really cringeworthy. I think the thing that works about Temple of Doom, and I'll say my favorite after I make this point, is that you have to realize that Temple of Doom is the single biggest play that involves the most wingmen ever. All right? Because the reason that movie was made is so that Spielberg could sleep with the actress, and everyone just pretends that it's a really good movie, and just so she won't suspect a thing. So,
that is so true. You're so right.
All right, so it's you just gotta respect it as like a history-making method to get into a woman's pants. Anyway,
it is so true. Well, now that we're on the topic,
but hold on.
Go ahead.
All right, so my favorite though is by far Raiders. I mean, it is so perfect. It's every shot is breathtaking.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. It's got so much myth to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, everything works. It opens perfectly, it goes perfectly, it ends perfectly.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Every twist and turn, it has the most well-defined character arc for Indy, too, which is great.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Though I also really like his in Last Crusade as well.
Mm-hmm.
What I like about Raiders visually is that it's the best of what... Because the thing is, Temple of Doom and Last Crusade are two sides of what you can do with Indiana Jones. I think Temple of Doom goes too dark, and I think in places Last Crusade goes too light. And I think that what makes Raiders so good and why everybody remembers it so fondly is that it is the perfect marriage of dark moments in a movie, but also being really lighthearted and fun without the darkness dragging down the mood and kind of becoming depressing. It never does.
What are you talking about? The Indiana Jones movies, they're the most lighthearted things I've ever seen. All of them. That's no dark moments at all.
Especially that scene with the children in slavery.
Oh, yeah.
So
the man's face melts off. That is so lighthearted and fun. No,
slavery is good character building for children, I gotta say.
My point is that Raiders is so good because it has these dark moments and the darkness never drags down the tone. It never makes it depressing in any way.
When does darkness ever drag down the tone of anything? Really?
No, my point is...
I guess I get where you're coming from, but I think what I like about Temple of Doom, and don't get me wrong, between Willie and Short Round, it's really hard to enjoy that movie.
Oh, God, yes.
On the whole. They are the things that kind of kill that movie. And I mean, I could deal with one or the other, but it's really hard to get through with both of them. No, but I think what works about Temple of Doom, even though it is really dark, is it just puts Indy into the role of hero, as opposed to guy out for a profit, you know?
I completely disagree with that.
Not necessarily profit, but what's the word I want? Not necessarily profit, but like...
Science,
fame, glory seeking.
I completely disagree with that. I completely disagree with that. In the first movie, he's more of the hero, and in the second movie, he's completely out for himself. And he doesn't...
Well, no, he is at first, but he goes through the character arc, and he decides to bring the stone back and everything.
You're right, but the thing is that in Raiders, he's a hero through and through. Yes, he's doing it for the scientific curiosity, but you've also got to realize that there's no point in that movie where it's like, I value my own interest in this over what I'm doing for my country.
Completely disagree. You know why?
Why?
Because he doesn't blow up the Ark.
Yes, but he also understands why it has to be put in Area 51.
No, but he doesn't blow it up. He has the opportunity to blow it up, but he takes his own personal interest above it. So that's why I think that he's got a much stronger character arc in Temple of Doom or not necessarily stronger. He's painted more as a hero by the end of Temple of Doom than he is by Raiders.
Hold on, if you blew the Ark up, wouldn't that let all the ghosties out and then everyone will get their face melted off?
No, because there was that ceremony that was like the Nazis had before they opened it, where like the dude said the incantations and shit.
Okay.
So he had the opportunity to destroy the thing, but he let his own personal interests of curiosity and whatnot overtake him and not blowing it up, which is why I think that Temple of Doom, for all its flaws, paints him as more of a hero by the end of it. More
but
of like
how do we know it was,
the man that becomes a hero.
How do we know it was for those intentions, though? Milan could be absolutely right. Maybe he didn't know how it would react if we tried to blow it up. I mean,
well, no,
if somebody tries to blow up my house or my special box where I get locked away every night, you know what I would do? I would melt somebody's face off. I mean, come on.
Well, no. Bill, he doesn't know that would happen, but the, what's the guy's name? The, French guy.
Oh, Belloc.
Yeah, Belloc gives the whole speech where he's like, oh, you're just as curious as I am, and he's right. Like, he says, he backs everyone away, including, Marion. He backs everyone away and says, go ahead, blow it up. You're just as curious as I am.
I do agree with you that what he does in Temple of Doom is more blatantly heroic than his actions in Raiders because he's fucking saving children from slavery. Here's my problem with Temple of Doom. It is so fucking inconsistent with what it's trying to do and constantly gets in its own way that I simply cannot enjoy it because I feel like the filmmakers didn't enjoy making it. It just feels like such a drudge through this super dark material, and it constantly tries to lighten the mood. And Spielberg talks about this in the making of featurettes about the movie. He got so paranoid when the movie was almost wrapped that what he had made was so dark that nobody could possibly enjoy it, that he's like, every shot has to have a gag in it now. So all the new stuff we shoot has to throw in some kind of sight gag. And I feel like that is so inconsistent with everything else going on that it doesn't feel like the same universe as the first movie. Because it's just so goofily dark. And Raiders has this strange grittiness about it. It is absolutely over the top, but it plays itself super straight. At no point do you watch Raiders and go, oh, this is goofy. There's so many moments in Temple of Doom where I'm like, oh my god, this is so fucking goofy.
Yeah, and that's fair enough, but that's not what my problem with it is. Or, you know, like, yes, it's got goofy moments. I don't feel like there's this huge disconnect like you're talking about, but I could understand why someone would feel that way. My thing is, just the character arc, if we're talking about just Indy as a hero, he's much more of a hero by the end of Temple of Doom than he is by the end of Raiders. Because you gotta remember, he just lucks out that the box kills everybody in Raiders, too. He had no way of really knowing that. He just kind of got the right feel at the right moment and told Marion and himself to close their eyes. If not for that, it would have ended instantly with him dying too, or like all he had to do was blow it up, but he didn't.
You know what I want to do? You know what I want to do? I want to film the alternative ending to that movie, and where Indy doesn't say, you know, look away, close your eyes, and you just see Harrison Ford's face melt slowly, like, oh wait, you don't have to see. Never mind, don't worry about it.
When he's about to blow it up, isn't there a bunch of people around him? Around the Ark?
Yeah, but, shit, I keep forgetting his name.
Belloc,
yeah. Bullock. Just randomly the dude from Batman.
No, they call him Blush. Oh, Belloc.
Yeah. Like, he tells everyone to back away. He's like, get away. He, like, I think if the dude picks up a gun and, like, points it at the soldiers to make them move away from the thing. Everyone, including Marion, is moved away from the box when he has the opportunity to blow it up. And Belloc has that whole speech about, go ahead, do it. You're just as curious as I am. And he puts the bazooka down.
But I also think that makes him more interesting, though.
It does.
That's such a badass thing.
I'm not saying that Temple of Doom is better. I'm just saying that it does something much more clearly, much more definitively than Raiders does.
I mean, it's such a badass phrase, put the bazooka down. You know, that should have been in more movies. Like, you know, then Milan put the bazooka down. Then Ian put the bazooka down. We should have that in our
We're in
movie.
like a Mexican standoff with bazookas.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna fire because they're gonna kill everybody with just the aftershocks of the fucking blast.
Yeah.
Because bazookas have a lot of fucking shrapnel.
I film that now. That would be so fucking cool if we could just be in a Mexican standoff fucking bazookas. That is like something that is so for like a spoof movie now.
It'd be worse with mini nukes from Fallout 3.
It'd be funnier with bazookas,
Because everybody would die.
Shut up, Bill. You and your love for that video game that everyone else loves. Oh, golly.
There's
Shut
Milan
up with
being
your
a
hipster shit.
I'm not a hipster! It's true. It's
So
fucking true.
Milan, you need to get a tattoo on your ball sack that says you were about to suck the cock of a hipster.
No. I went to Hipster Central. Newtown.
And you fit in perfectly. Or no,
No.
didn't fit in perfectly and we're like, the majority here, man. I'm against the majority here. Thus making you even more
Let me explain. It was essentially, first off, Goth Central. It's where all the hot goth people went. Well, not the hot... Well, it had a lot of goth shops and shit. I go back there now, the second I get off the fucking train station, there's a bunch of bearded guys with goatees and weirdly shaped whiskers playing bongo drums right outside the fucking train station. I'm like, so the rumors are true. Newtown has become Hipster Central. And that's when I stole the hipster's hat with the money in it and ran away and bought myself some...
Because you are, in fact, a hipster.
I am not a hipster. I'm just poor.
No, you're a hipster.
No.
Milan's a hipster. Everyone spread the word. Milan, you gotta get yourself like a fucking scarf and some bad glasses.
How do you have those things? Those are not because I want to be ironic. I'm just poor, and I don't shave because all my brother uses those things to shave his ball sack, and I just don't want to risk the chance of getting ball sack germs on my face again.
This sounds like a lot of excuses, Ian. I don't buy it.
Yeah, it sounds a little too convenient. I think thou dost protest too much.
Well, of course. I mean, like, if you were calling me a Nazi, I'd fucking take that with a grain of salt. But a fucking hipster? No, thank you.
Because one of them is true and one of them is more far-fetched. Anyway, I think Raiders is just such a masterpiece of visuals. It's just so
definitely.
Visually evocative.
I absolutely adore the fucking silhouette shots. Every single one of them.
Oh, especially the iconic one of him coming into the bar when he first meets Marion in the movie.
Yeah, Milan, what do you think of Raiders?
I like it. I mean, it has that kind of like old-timey adventure feel, but I guess you can say that.
No, I mean like visually, because I know you're like we keep you around for the artistic visual kind of shit.
Yeah, that's it.
That sounded so like self-hating, just like we keep it, but we don't want you.
Yeah. God, it's like you have a fucking diseased dog that shits gold. They're like, God,
that is exactly what you want.
I just don't want to fucking keep it around, but you know what, man? I need it, because it fucking makes shit.
Yeah. I, like, all this pain, like, I'm getting slightly aroused. See, I can't help it. You're just so good at...
Anyway,
I'm sorry, Bill, he's
of
just so
Raiders
good. He's just too good at making me feel bad about myself. It's amazing. Oh, anyway.
Come on. Visuals of Raiders.
Okay, I liked it because, like, Raiders had that... Like, it looked a little bit Spielberg, but good Spielberg.
That would happen. He directed it.
Yeah, of course. Of course he did. For a second there, I thought it was Lucas who did those.
He produced it.
Lucas wrote it.
No, he didn't write it. He just produced it.
Oh, I thought didn't he like help write it? Or
well,
something?
I mean, he was involved in the writing process as much as Spielberg was. He created the characters. What he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first movie was written by Lawrence Kasdan.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, like, I like the visuals of it because it has that really kind of ethereal quality to it. It's like, those, like, I grew up on those type of old black and white adventure films, but they were shot from the Russian perspective. And, you had that high, it was like, that weird double vision thing you have when you see something new interpret something old, and the new does it so well, but at the same time shows you what was so great about the old, that type of feeling.
Yeah.
It did that so well.
I think that's the perfect way to describe it, is like everything in this movie, like even in the fourth one, I mean, all these movies have it, and even in the fourth one, which has tons of issues, every single shot feels like I've seen it 1,000,000 times, but this feels like it's just this brand new, polished version of it, or like it feels like it was some kind of amazing like painting that had been perfectly preserved and taken care of for 100 years when I'm seeing it.
Yeah. What makes Indiana Jones so brilliant is that it takes very old ideas and very overused ideas and makes them completely original again. It was kind of a proto-Pixar in that way. That's kind of what Pixar has become known to do. And
it makes me think of? It makes me think of what Tarantino does with B movies.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And I completely agree with that. And I think that this does the same thing for adventure serials, is that it takes a bunch of different unconnected ideas from those adventure serials, and then it does them so fucking well that you just can't help but appreciate how well done they are, but also they just feel so fresh because nobody else thought to go back to that well.
Dude, I have this idea. I have this thought that I just find endlessly fascinating. You know how the adventure genre is kind of not a thing anymore? It's kind of mutated into like the action genre, and it's not pure anymore. But nowadays you have this new thing called the superhero movie genre, and like we're like in our 20s or teens, whatever, and like it's new for us now. It's like this is our old timey serial adventures. By the time we are old men, just imagine the next generation reinterpreting the old shit that we used to love as kids. Like, just imagine in 2023 when we're like in fucking cryo tubes and...
2023? That's in 9 years.
I don't know, like
10 years away.
I don't know math. Shut up. I had a bad education.
Juan doesn't know how to count.
I don't.
So let's say in 2070.
No, actually, hold on. This true story. So, there's some scheduling conflict shit, but anyway, last night I tell Milan, alright, we're gonna record in 5 hours. And he's like, what's that my time? I'm like, Milan, 5 hours is 5 hours.
And I fucking counted on my fingers. 1, 2. Aha! I'm a smart boy. Anyway.
Milan,
anyway.
What's 10 times 10?
Shut up, bitch! I'm smart.
You don't know what 10 times 10 is?
I do. I just don't want to tell you. Anyway.
Sounds like a hipster thing to say.
Such a hipster thing to say.
Stop it or I'll cut myself. Shut up. Anyway.
You won't.
Such a hipster
You
thing
love
to say.
yourself too much to cut yourself.
No, but I do see where you're going.
Were we supposed to review Indiana Jones?
I think so, but this is kind of going too much. No, I see what you're saying though. It'll be weird if I do live long enough to see them take the superhero genre and reinterpret it for the newer age, like 60, 70 years from now.
Well, you got to think about what is I think superhero movies certainly fit into this category well. Is like what is the pillar of the modern pop culture ether? And I would certainly say it's superhero movies, but I would also say it's just there's a very particular tone to movies nowadays, with all the really close shots and the very building up kind of music and being very that kind of thing. It's going to be weird to see that be paid homage to later. In the same way as you watch Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and it's paying homage to it's so bizarre. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull pays homage to its own franchise in so many different ways.
Which is
bizarre because the franchise in which it's based on is paying homage to something else.
Well, here's a thought that I had of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and I like that one the least, but this jumped into my head while I was watching it. I would have so much more respect for that movie if Spielberg wasn't the one who made it. And what I mean by that is it does so much right of recapturing a lot of the feel of the old Indiana Jones
I gotcha.
But it just misses so much that I'd be like, okay, no, if this were done by someone else, if this were done by fucking Tarantino or whatever, I'd be like, that's so fucking good. You did so much right. I'm sorry that you had plot issues and all that, but you did a really good job of capturing the old homages and stuff.
I got you.
I have respect for you for that.
Yeah.
But because it's done by Spielberg, I'm like, dude, just do the same shit.
I kind of agree with you. It's weird because at certain points it kind of feels like him stroking his own ego.
No, I don't
But
think
he gets his own stuff wrong. It's like someone that did a really good. I can't believe I'm about to go to a sports analogy, but it's like if Michael Jordan tried to play for the Bulls now. Because, like, he'd still try to do all of his moves, I'd assume. But I'm like, no, you can't do that anymore. I appreciate that you're trying, but you gotta do something else or figure out a way that will make those old moves work, you know?
I see what you mean. Because it's Spielberg, like, the fact that he gets it so close to that original tone, you're just like, yeah, of course, now do something interesting. I completely agree with that. But the thing is, what I love about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is how it's able to take that original tone and then, at least in attempt, try to go to new places with it. That's what I appreciate about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Everybody bitches about the aliens thing, and I thought it was a completely natural place to take Indiana Jones.
Oh, I love that. That was perfect. I
have no problem with using aliens. That makes perfect sense to me.
It's right out of the adventure genre anyway.
Absolutely. I don't understand why everybody's like...
I know the problem with Crystal Skull. You see, with movies like that, movies who had that had their origins back in the 80s, in the time before CGI really got big and was utilized in nearly every shot, that aesthetic kind of became its own thing. Because nowadays, like, there's CGI on literally every frame. Well, it's not film anymore. It's just digital. I can't say that fucking word, but that's the thing. The aesthetic doesn't fit. Those Indiana Jones films were done the old-fashioned way with, practical effects. And this film, newer one, sure, it had the exact same feel. It had a story that would have fit perfectly in the original, series. But the thing is, nobody could accept it because the effects were not the kind they remembered from the old films.
The charm?
Not the charm. Let's just say, it's similar to God. How can I put this? They gave it
way too high of a budget, I think.
No, not too high of a budget. It's just the aesthetic was different.
It is a little digitized. It's a little bit of a sanitized version.
It's too clean.
I absolutely agree. And that's one of the things that makes Raiders so visually interesting is that it's not clean. You see the dirt on everybody's wardrobe and on everybody's face. You see the sweat pour down Indy's face, and you see the dirt on Salah's face, and
let me tell you, if you really want to, display how hot it is in a certain location, you could not possibly pick a better actor than Harrison Ford.
Yeah,
that dude fucking sweats a lot.
Disgusting.
Oh, my God.
I like when men sweat on film. I just do. It's like, yes, it is a man in a location that is hot. Hooray! Realism.
Fair enough. No, I just think that, I don't mind the CG in, I see the problem with it, but I don't really...
horrible. The fucking monkeys look terrible.
Oh, yeah, I don't mind the CG as much in, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, though. My biggest problem with that movie, though, is it just doesn't feel like it's doing anything, like it's advancing. Raiders to Temple of Doom, there's a clear, if not enjoyable, but there's a clear advancement of the technique of everything that's going on. It's telling a completely different story than the last movie.
Yeah.
And, Last Crusade is a bit of a step back to Raiders, but it's been more of a middle ground between Raiders and Doom.
But they're also doing a new thing with his father.
Yeah, exactly.
See, this
but
is
this... It's like they're trying to do Crusade again, but just change who's the father now.
I completely agree with that, and I think also, and I know this is a very popular thing to say, but just because it's popular doesn't make it wrong, Milan. Shia LaBeouf really does kind of ruin that movie.
Oh, God.
He absolutely does. I'm not saying it's 100% his fault, but it is absolutely partially his fault. He just, the delivery of his lines and just, that character was written for him, so that character is supposed to have his mannerisms. I don't think if you changed actors it would help at all. Well, maybe it would help a little bit, but just everything I don't like about Shia LaBeouf is just personified in that performance. And he is so annoying.
Well, the other thing that really ruins it is, it's just, it kind of has the Ben Affleck Daredevil thing, where it's just, that's fucking Shia LaBeouf. He's instantly recognizable, and it just kind of overshadows everything else. Even if, like, the script had been written really well, it still would have been, it's fucking Shia LaBeouf.
I agree with that.
Not even that. It's just, like, how can you, like, that came out of Indiana Jones's balls? What the fuck?
I completely agree with that, too. He's such a fucking bitch.
No, it's not a bitch. It's like he's too... I hate to sound like a fucking neo-Nazi, but he's... Like, Indiana Jones seems, like, not Jewish at all. You know?
What the fuck?
No, like, isn't Shia LaBeouf Jewish? He has that really kind of New Yorker funny Jew kind of thing going on.
I have no idea.
You know, don't be... No, you know, like, hey, everyone, I'm gonna talk fast and be quirky, you know?
I guess, but that's
the Woody Allen thing. He's trying to be Woody Allen, and fucking Woody Allen would not come out of Indiana Jones's balls. No, thank you. He won't.
No, I actually do want a fifth Indiana Jones movie where Woody Allen. That'd be so fucking cool, though.
You know, Dad, the Russians are destroying the Ark. You gotta go.
The Joker has come into Milan.
Right? The Joker has possessed Milan.
Oh, fuck.
Dad, can I wear your hat?
No, but in all honesty, I think he could probably pull it off.
Oh, absolutely. Woody Allen is a genius. He's questionable. He's morally questionable in real life, but he's a comedic genius.
Uh-huh. Anyway.
It's morally questionable.
Because he fucked his this is all allegedly. Like Woody Allen's gonna hear this and sue me. Allegedly he had sex with his a relative of his who was underage and then later on married her. When she was of age.
Elvis, dude, fucking Elvis did that. Michael Jackson did that.
And they're morally questionable too.
Are they?
Anyway.
Yes.
Oh.
Back to Crystal Skull. No, like Shia LaBeouf really. Yeah, I agree. He overshadows the role. He
distracts from what's important.
Yeah. Everyone else in that movie totally feels like they fit. It still really does feel like a movie that came out of that era that's just been like digitally remastered or something, right?
Yeah.
But then fucking Shia LaBeouf comes in like modern actor. It's like watching, and I know this is going to be an example that only like 2 people have in their heads. It's like watching the remake of Failsafe that had George Clooney in it. And so, to explain that,
it's like watching the 90s version of Psycho.
Yeah, that's a better example, but I'm going to go ahead and explain mine just because I feel like it. Failsafe is a really good movie that's kind of like the more serious... It's the more serious version of Dr. Strangelove. They happen to be made at about the same time, and just Dr. Strangelove just came out beforehand. So it's the same kind of premise of nuclear war is about to happen because of a, fuck up in the computer. And then in like 98, 99, they did a made-for-TV version of Failsafe, but like fucking George Clooney was in it as one of the pilots, and it just doesn't work. It's just like, no, that's fucking George Clooney.
Right.
Yeah.
I cannot be involved emotionally in this, period piece because that's fucking George Clooney.
Right, I absolutely agree with that. I think that Shia LaBeouf does that with Indiana Jones. You've also got to say that the first...
Shia LaBeouf was the George Clooney in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
And I think that... Yeah, and I think that part of that is most of the rest of the cast are mostly older actors.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they're not, they're actors who feel like they fit in that universe. Like is it Kate Winslet who plays the villain?
She was really good.
She is really
I
good.
like that.
She completely vanishes in that performance, and she just really, it just completely takes over that performance and becomes a villain of that era. And she is the perfect example of Shia LaBeouf should have been. So what she needed to get was a kid who looked like he could come out of the 50s. So who do you think they should have gotten to play Indy's kid?
Who?
Emil Hirsch.
Ooh.
Who's that?
The Speed Racer.
Oh.
Yeah. Fuck.
He looks like he was right out of the 50s.
Oh, yeah, he got that whole kind of Clark Kent swirly-esque... God, he's such a fucking sexy young man. God damn.
See, I was thinking while watching Speed Racer, I'm like, this kid could totally play Spider-Man, too.
Oh, yeah! He can play whatever superhero he wants as long as he's as long as he comes home to me at night. Yeah.
He should play Bruce Banner because there will be a scene where he is naked.
Yes, because I like to have sex with men.
Yes, that's true.
That's the point of the joke.
But that's he was such a big star at the time that it just so distracted from what was important. And the first half hour of Indy 4, I think, is really good. I think it really fits in with the Indiana Jones universe. And
minus the fridge. Yeah.
I don't care about the fridge, dude. This is the fucking they go running off a cart like a roller coaster. I don't care about the fucking.
Oh, the fridge was such a big fucking... Dude, he fucking walked on air! Fucking air! Oh, he can't get into a lead-lined fridge and survive a nuclear blast!
He didn't walk on air, he walked on an optical illusion bridge.
Yeah, that's different.
Oh, okay.
No, it's just a stone bridge. It's just because of the way in which the rock is carved, it looks like there's nothing fucking there.
It's painted to look like what's down below.
Oh.
It's just like those fucking sidewalk chalk things.
Right, exactly, which are amazing, by the way.
Yeah, it's just like that. Just
painting.
Yeah, and that's so he just walks on that. So that's at least somewhat believable. But like, all right, even if the lead-lined fridge would protect him from the fallout and just the initial blast itself, which it fucking wouldn't because nuclear bombs can turn rock into ash, the thing goes flying across a fucking miles of desert, bounces several times, so even if he survived the blast, he would not be able to walk out of the thing because his bones would be turned into mush.
Yeah, but
no!
The fucking cart isn't gonna go rolling off a fucking mine thing like a fucking train ride. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't fucking
and you
care.
Can't fuck
shit.
Yeah.
I
You
just
can't
don't give a
fucking...
fuck.
Dude, you cannot pull out a human heart by slowly plunging your hand into somebody's chest.
But that
Trust
part's
me.
magical.
Trust me. I fucking tried that.
What if it was a magic
Multiple times.
fridge? It was a magical fridge.
It was a magical fridge. The government just didn't know.
No, but dude. So talking of evocative imagery, that shot of Indiana Jones looking up at the mushroom cloud. Holy fuck, is that amazing?
Yeah.
I just wish he'd found another way out of it. Like, it is the modern equivalent of jumping the shark. Like, we don't even need the phrase jump the shark anymore because we have nuke the fridge.
I don't care.
It's just so overwhelmingly dumb that it doesn't work. Like, you want to talk about goofy moments, that one takes me right the fuck out.
Goofy fucking moments. It's like 78-year-old man acting like he's 25.
No, I disagree with that. They play the age up very well.
Mm-hmm.
They really use the age thing well. I think they could have done more with it, but I liked what they did with it.
Yeah. It
also doesn't look like he's also not trying to play the same. He's not trying to play a young Indiana Jones. He's trying to play an older Indiana Jones.
Well, he is an older Indiana Jones.
Exactly. But
I'm interested to see what Harrison Ford does.
Pretending to be young.
I'm interested to see what Harrison Ford does with Han Solo now that hopefully he's going to have a good script to work with for older version of his character.
Yay! Ian hates the same thing that I do.
Wait, what?
Haha! Yay!
I have no idea what Milan is cheering at.
No idea either.
Milan, explain. Elaborate.
Basically, Ian said, at least you'll have a better script to work with as Han Solo, and I'm like, yay!
No, that's not the point I'm making. I said a better script of an older version of his character. So, like, you know, ideally it'll be a better script than
Indy 4.
Yeah, than Indy 4 is. Which, I mean, I'm really hopeful, because I cannot see Disney letting this franchise get fucked up again.
Well,
you know?
Well, the other thing is, at this point, I doubt that Star Wars Episode 7 will be as, like, fucking mind-numbingly bad as Phantom Menace. But the thing is, there's kind of a safety net of, we know this will not be the last Star Wars movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no sentiment anymore.
Okay, but anyway, we had this discussion last week.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, that's my problem with these type of 80s, you know, movies getting remade in the 2000s. I mean, it's like I said that before, the CGI aesthetic does not fit for those types of films. I mean, we got literally a real-life example. We got the footage from the 1970s where the Star Wars was shot, overlaid with CGI, and that looked terrible. Those movies were done better. Like, if you're going to make a movie nowadays in that franchise, use only practical effects.
No, I disagree with that.
I disagree with that as well.
I think you can, like, we had this was what, the second episode of Geeky Gentlemen? Blend them. Don't go all one way or all the other now. Blend them.
Right.
And it'll look a lot better.
I think, just to point to a recent example, I thought Godzilla was genius at that. The new one. It did that incredibly well in terms of blending practical and CGI. And I feel like that's what... And I agree with you. Here's my biggest problem with Indy 4. I think the budget was too high. If you go back to Raiders, one thing Lucas said was, we don't want to get a lot of money for this. Because we want to make it and have it look like the serials we're paying homage to. I mean, it's going to look a little better because we have modern-day special effects, but I want it to feel that way. You want it to be down and dirty, made really inexpensively. You want it to all feel really rough. And Indy 4 does not feel rough.
Nah. That's the thing. Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, when you have a smaller budget, that gives the filmmakers, you know, more license to essentially experiment and, you know, be creative. Like
it forces them to be creative.
Yeah, it forces them. I love those little short films that looks, you know, when you actually find out the budget for them, you just gotta applaud because they make like $5 look like $1,000 movie. I'm like, God damn, that is good. Yeah. You know? It makes like something that would have been easy to do with a computer. You know, with a computer it's too easy. It's like your brain can tell.
Hey, fuck you.
What?
It's not easy, Milan.
Editing is not easy. Fuck you.
I'm not saying it easy. I mean, it looks. The effects on the computer looks too polished. I mean, you can have it done really well.
That I agree with.
Well, yeah, you can have it done really well to the point where you can't tell that those are fucking, that's CGI. Like Davy Jones from Pirates, you know, he was not there. Like they were just interacting with fucking air. You know, he wasn't there.
No, I'm pretty sure they had an actor on set.
No, they didn't. Like he wasn't there at all.
Really? Have you seen like footage without him? Like footage of the scenes without him?
It was a description. Like it was a commentary. Like he's not there. You know.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure they did it motion capture.
No, I'm pretty sure they like had an actor just standing in and saying the line.
Yeah,
but I don't.
It would also be ridiculous to. If that's true, then fucking Jerry Bruckheimer can suck a dick because that's such an asinine way to do that character. Just put some diodes on the motherfucker's face and put some tentacles on his face. That's like doing a Ghost Rider movie and fucking do the whole model CGI.
Yeah. Anyway,
wait a
one of
minute.
the movies that, Juan, to your point, one of the movies that did what you're talking about really well with taking an older film and updating it slightly is the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2. Because Richard Donner was involved in that, and since they tracked down all the lost footage and like all these like fucking screen tests and stuff that they could to recreate as close as they could the original script of Superman 2 and use the minimum amount of footage from the Lester cut. And so they had to do a couple scenes in CG, but they made the CG actually look except for one shot, look really close to what they did, what the capabilities of the effects artists were back in 1978 or 80 or whatever it was.
Right.
So it's just
for the most part. There are some moments in the Donner cut where you're like, huh? Especially the opening credits. Those they definitely. I mean, I like that they use the classic background effects with like the lava lamps and all that. But the actual credits themselves looked very
very modern. There's that, and the scene where the missile gets thrown into space is very obviously CG. Which I don't know why that had to be CG. I'm like, guys, just fucking make a model.
That's the thing that I really miss. You know, say what you will about the Van Helsing movie, but it was the last film of the 2000s that actually incorporated sets and models and Batman Begins, yeah, like, though you can tell, like, well, Batman Begins, that they just went to a regular building and said, let's just film here.
No, dude, fucking Batman Begins, the Narrows.
The Narrows, it looked fucking amazing. The Narrows were fantastic. And that's the thing, we don't get that a lot anymore. When we do get it, it's like, you get, like, Hellboy, and you're like, yay, practical effects! And it's something there on screen. And so, sure, CGI, you know, and, like, I like when CGI isn't overused. When you, like, have a troll, and it's all latex, but the eyes move realistically. I'm like, that's clever. You blend the two. You don't rely on one or the other. You make, you make it work.
I definitely think that it's very easy to fuck up CGI. It's so easy to do bad CGI. But I think that's part of it. That's part of the effort of filmmaking. Is that if you do it poorly, clearly you didn't put enough effort into it. I think that Indy 4 suffers from that big time. They just simply did not take the time to make sure that the newer special effects were integrated well with the classic tone of a classic Indiana Jones movie.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Like, you know, the ant scene would have been really cool if that was the only, like, major CGI thing that was in it, you know?
Uh-huh.
Like, everyone complains, oh, that's really stupid. No, that's a fucking awesome-ass scene, because, you know, it's exaggerated, but that shit happens.
Yeah.
And every indie movie has that, like, well, the first one doesn't have bugs, but every indie movie has that, like, scene of, you know...
A gross animal. Like, you know, the first one is snakes, second one is bugs, and the third one's rats.
Yeah, and it's just, like, it's really awesome. And I don't know if you guys watch it, but, the cut of Indy 1 of Raiders that I watched, did Spielberg go back and do a retouch of that like Lucas did with the Star Wars? Because there's this scene where the Ark is in the Nazi crate and it's below deck, and you see like this rat freaking out, and it's very clearly a CGI rat, and then like blue fire just appears above the swastika and stuff. I'm like, that's clearly CG.
The fire was in the original. I don't remember the rat though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was retouched with
that
CG.
Dirty motherfucker.
No, other thing that I had a thought on with, Raiders, my God, Spielberg, like, you can tell that, you know, as a Jewish person, he understands the fear and the raw power of, emotion that the image of the swastika presents.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the way he shoots it, it is always really iconic and just looming and frightening.
He always presents World War II stuff with so much respect and provides everything with the proper ambiance that you can't help but appreciate it. He's a big stickler for that.
Yeah, the one that gets me is when Indy's in the map room and the what's his name throws the sheet rope down. Yeah, he throws the rope down, and it's got the swastika flag at the end of it, and he's like, he holds that up, and you're just like, oh fuck.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because you think he's just been caught, and it's just, every time the swastika's on screen, it's just, you know, you just grab your seat.
There's power to it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just used incredibly well.
Yeah.
I absolutely adore the way the swastika's used in that first one. They don't really get back to it that much in the third, but whatever.
There's also a really good use of visual storytelling. When the really freaky German dude, whose name I never remember, but the guy who talks like, "Good evening, Fräulein." We make fun of him a lot on DFLN.
Yeah, oh my God.
And,
that fucking guy.
there's a what am I trying to say? I'm sorry, I got distracted. There's this really good use of visual storytelling where they explain how they explain how the Nazis got their hands on the medallion.
Yeah,
and they never tell you exactly how they did it, but you know because they show you how they did it. Where you see him raise his hand and he's got the burn of it. Really good use of storytelling without having to use exposition. And there's a lot of that in Raiders.
You don't see that stuff. It's like show don't tell.
It's making a comeback, I think.
Yeah, I'd argue that it's really big in the newest Godzilla, which I just got back from.
Absolutely, I completely agree with that.
That's the thing.
Let me just announce this. It'll all depend on Bill because he's got other commitments in relation to this movie. But we will be doing a Geeky Gentleman special on the new Godzilla movie, everybody.
I'm going to go see it today, actually.
2 weeks from Monday.
2 weeks from Monday?
No,
Damn.
I'm sorry, 1 week from Monday. My bad.
Okay, I was about to say, shit.
No, I'm sorry. I just fucked up my time. I just had a Milan moment. I'm sorry.
It's cool. 1 week.
No,
so 1 week from Monday, we'll be able to record it, I guess.
I'm going to see it again on Tuesday. I think I'm going to see it again on Tuesday.
You're just gonna go see that movie like every day for the next 3 months?
I will, cause fuck. Anyway.
Okay. Anyway, we'll not talk about it. But anyway,
I can just imagine seeing Bill just sitting there in the theaters, and he's just so happy.
If I may say this is a total this doesn't give any review thought on the movie, really. My friends started watching my face and stopped watching the movie at a certain point.
That's awesome.
That's how expressive I was, especially towards the end.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Did it go something like this?
There was a lot of... That theater was filmed with a human ejaculate when the movie was over.
Yay!
Anyway, back to Raiders. Because I'm trying my best not to fucking steer this towards the new Godzilla, because I know that's what's on my mind. Anyway, Raiders. There's a lot of that, and I feel like it's what makes the movie so well remembered is how it's such a timeless movie. Because it's paying homage to a very particular time in pop culture, while also redefining an age of pop culture. Because that movie really influenced an entire generation of movies. After Raiders came out and was so big, everybody tried to recapture that same feel.
Example?
The Phantom tried to do it, and I know it was the 90s, but it was still a big aftershock of it. Oh boy. There's a bunch. Even Bond tried to do it. Octopussy is a really...
Would you call Indiana Jones the American Bond?
Oh, absolutely. And Spielberg absolutely intended that. The reason why Lucas even bothered pitching him Indiana Jones, or Indiana Smith it was called at the time, was because Spielberg said after... was it after... The fuck was it after? No, it was after Star Wars came out. Spielberg said, I really want to make a James Bond movie. And he's like, I got something better than that. And he pitched him Indiana Jones. And I would absolutely say he's the American Bond. And in that way, I almost... And James Bond and Octopussy kind of rips off Raiders of the Lost Ark in its story, because it's kind of more of an Indiana Jones plot. And I feel like Temple of Doom, not so much in story, but as in presentation, it feels almost too close to a Bond movie. I know that influence is there, but...
Well, it doesn't help that he comes down in the first time we see him with a fucking tux and bow tie on.
Yes, and here's the thing. Bond has always been able to get away with mixing the darker, goofy humor with the darker story, especially during the time in which Indy came out in Bond's history with Roger Moore's latter films. It was just able to get away with that more. And Raiders never really did that, so that's why it's so distracting in Temple of Doom, and why I think Temple of Doom kind of borrows a little bit too much from Bond and lacks some of the originality that Raiders had. But I do like a lot about Temple of Doom. That opening music number is awesome.
It's so weird that that's how you open a fucking Indiana Jones movie. I'm trying to think. I think in Mel Brooks's To Be or Not to Be, which is actually one of his more serious movies. It's still really funny, but it's a little bit more serious in tone. I'm pretty sure they open the movie with a Polish rendition of Anything Goes.
Really? That's interesting.
No, actually, my bad. It's Sweet Georgie Brown. It just hit me.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's funny because everything's in Polish except for Sweet Georgie Brown, so it's very similar in how Indy does it. But yeah, it's really great because they're like sitting there arguing in Polish after the big song and dance number, and you just hear some like omnipotent voice go, "For the sake of understanding and sanity, the rest of the movie will now be in English." Speaking English.
I wish I had that. I wish I had that type of voice in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anyway, no, it's a really weird way to open an Indiana Jones movie. Let's talk a little bit about the villains of each movie because we kind of just wrapped up talking about the Nazis.
Belloc is a badass.
Yeah, I guess he's kind of like just that. I don't know. He's kind of just like there to me.
Oh, you're right.
Like, he gets that really cool speech,
Yeah.
and I know that you were in love with the scene where he sits down at the restaurant and talks to Indy.
Oh, badass scene. Badass scene.
Bill just likes when two people sit at a table and stare each other down and talk to each other.
Oh, it's one of my
seriously,
favorite
he does.
things ever. And when they just discuss like each other's philosophy. It's a big movie.
That's like, you know, before The Dark Knight, if I came up to you and said, yeah, the villain and the hero just sit down and talk about philosophy. This is an action movie.
No,
I
it's
never
like
said that.
We did a whole
exactly.
We did a whole Geeky Gentleman mini on like our top 5 favorite types of scenes, and that was on Bill's list.
Yeah.
So go check that out.
You want to guess
anyway,
what's my favorite scene in cinema?
What?
When something random happens, but not like what you think. You know, when you're sitting there in the movie theater and you think that you know what's gonna happen. But then something completely left, like in those, like for example.
You must really love Monty Python.
Oh yes. Like I'm gonna, like when I die, and you know they're gonna throw me into the pit for the wolves to eat. That is our custom in Russia. I'll just have. Yeah, I'll just have. Of course. But that's, you know, I'm just gonna have the just the sound effect of, you know, all those knights screaming and running away and getting eaten by that terrible rabbit, you know? It's like, Jesus Christ, run away! I told you, the rabbit. It's the rabbit. Just
I need to change my armor!
Exactly. And, like, the sound of that.
One of the very few poop jokes that I really enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing, like, just have that, but, like, no explanation. Just have all my friends and family and hideous, deformed offspring just stand around looking confused. As wolves just, you know, just rip me apart and feed me.
Okay,
if they're
anyway.
young. I'm crazy.
I liked Belloc enough. I enjoyed the speech he gives to Indy in front of the Ark. That was cool. I don't know. It's just he's just kind of there though. He shows up at the beginning. He shows up later. It doesn't feel like he's doing any of the work himself is the problem. It feels like he just gets other people to do his job for him.
I mean, that's
like,
kind of the point. I mean, most villains end up doing that.
Well, no, it's just like he doesn't feel like a proactive villain. It doesn't feel like he's doing anything himself.
Yeah, he doesn't.
And like that, I guess that makes him not as intimidating.
Yeah, he doesn't have that same. He doesn't have that same, vicious like hound dog, pursuingness that the Nazi one had.
Well,
fair enough, Bill. Like almost every villain in like big movies has henchmen do a lot of the dirty work and stuff. But you still usually get, like, that one scene where they get their hands dirty, and this guy just doesn't have it.
I think that's part of it, though. That's part of what makes him cowardly. And ultimately, I don't really think he's the big villain of the movie. I think that's ultimately the Nazis. I mean, he's kind of tame compared to the Nazis, though. You know what I mean?
Obviously. Which is why I don't really... That's why when I said villains and you say him, I'm like, yeah, I guess.
But I love the way he delivers shit, dude. Like, the way he talks and shit. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Talk for us, Bill. Talk for us. Give us your favorite line from that dude.
oh shit, what's it called?
What was once yours is now...
No.
Once briefly yours is now mine again.
Archaeology is our religion, Dr. Jones. Yours and mine. We're not as different as you think.
We're not so different, you and I. Oh, here he goes with the "we're not so different, you and I" speech. Wait, what? Oh, every fucking villain gotta deliver this whole speech about how we're not that different. I am not like you.
I don't kill people. Well, I do kill people. Oh, fuck, you're right.
I
himself wrong.
Yeah, I kill people who are bad and deserve to die. Oh,
there's
fuck,
this amazing moment in Uncharted 2 where fucking...
Yeah, I was actually just about to mention
Drake fucking is fighting the main villain, and he fucking just goes, you know, you look down at me, but how many men have you killed today alone, Drake? And I'm like, fuck, he's right. I've slaughtered hundreds of people today.
Yeah, like, if you think about it, Drake is a fucking serial murderer. Fucking hell! I mean, like,
so true. He kills
that
so
man,
much more people than Indy does. It's nuts.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
well, to be fair, it's a video game.
No.
Think
about
the few moments in video games where you stop and think about, like, I killed a lot of people today.
Yeah, I mean that motherfucker killed.
That guy probably had a family.
Yeah, right. That's always the moment I think of.
And he just butchered, and he just does it with such a devil-may-care way, like,
he's joking about it and stuff. It's like,
yeah, like, dude, a man is dead. You just shot a man in the face. Are you I think Drake is a fucking sociopath.
Absolutely.
Right.
Oh yeah.
No, actually, it's funny. A couple years back, when I was first playing the Uncharted games, I played the first two, and I was like, man, this really makes me want to watch Indiana Jones. So then I watched all the Indiana Jones franchise back in like 2009 or whatever. And now that I've rewatched all the Indiana Jones franchise, I'm like, man, I really want to play Uncharted again.
Right?
There's, what is it? Bat and the Sun did a versus video with,
Drake and Lara Croft.
Yeah, Drake and Lara Croft, and at the end, Drake loses, but, he's still alive. And they're like, we're gonna send in the specialist. And Indy shows up. I'm like, yes!
That was badass.
Yeah, that was badass. But, like, this is what I don't like. Like, you can still have those same type of stories. That's what Indy was at that time. He was exactly as same sort of cookie-cutter hero from those, serials, but he was for, the 80s and, 70s and whatever. And, like, nowadays we have, Mr. Drake, the sociopathic serial murderer who jokes about killing folk. And, like, you have him, like, he's this generation's Indy, even though he's mainly in video games. And
I think you could totally do an Uncharted movie.
Oh, definitely. It's an interactive movie already. And,
yeah, it is. It's very cinematic.
Oh, definitely. But, that's the thing. I'm tired of, like, these guys who are, like, in their 60s and 70s just being, wheeled out of the fucking retirement home. Put on that thing you were famous for back in the 80s and masturbate my fucking, nostalgia for a little while. I'm 35, I got children, or I don't, and I'm a virgin living in my father's basement. I'll pay money to see you, make me remember how great it was to be a child again. And I'm like,
where does all this hate for old nerds come from for you?
It's not hate.
You do. You hate old nerds.
No,
you
I
are
don't.
like they're the butt of every single joke
No,
you make.
I don't. No, they're not. No, they're not. Like I'm just, God, Alan Moore,
You are Alan Moore. You are like Alan Moore's child.
And
like
that's why your dad
That's why your dad's like this fucking hateful-ass bastard that just walks around the house spewing hate and just insulting people, because it's just fucking Alan Moore.
We just don't know. Like fucking Alan Moore has decided to, fucking speak Russian and shit and raise a Russian family.
I'm serious. That makes so much sense. Alan Moore is Milan's father, and that's why he's always like, every time I see an interview with him, I just think he's a sweet old man, because Milan's just in fucking denial about his father.
Right, exactly. He's a horrible human being.
I'm not making fun of old nerds. Look, I'm just saying, it's kind of, like, a certain thing has its run. You can only do a thing before it just falls away, and like when all the actors from the original thing have reached their fucking 70s, let it go. I mean, enjoy the original films, but don't go out and try to remake, the same thing for a fucking cash grab. Just enjoy what you.
You know what that actually makes me think of is I kind of wish I'd I don't want to, but for this I kind of wish I'd rewatched a little bit of The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones.
Even though it's horrible.
Yeah, I just to see like what they were trying to do with it.
It's
because didn't they get the actor from the third one that played him as a younger man?
It's not River Phoenix. You out of your mind?
I have no idea who that even is.
You don't know who River Phoenix is?
Give me some names, please.
Oh, dude, fucking My Own Private Idaho?
Nope.
With Keanu Reeves? Dude, he fucking died when it was all over oh my god. That is a major event in pop culture and you don't know about it?
I don't even know who the fuck he is.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god!
They're eating her! And they're gonna eat me!
Oh my... Oh, num.
Oh, no, but like, seriously, sorry, I don't know who that is.
Dude, you better fucking find out, man. Oh.
What has he been in?
Stand By Me?
Okay, that one I know. Who was he in Stand By Me? Was he the main kid?
No. He was one of the main kids, though.
Alright, was he the one that stood in front of the train like a badass?
Oh, yeah.
Is he the one I'm actually looking at his IMDb page right now. I've never seen Stand By Me.
Is he the one that pointed the gun at, Jack Bauer?
He was in No, he was dead by then.
Oh.
He was in a movie about giant mosquitoes. And like,
oh. Such an amazing actor that was in such iconic films.
Yeah, you're just all freaking out. How could you not know the monumental death of this great actor?
No, you don't. That's absolutely still the case.
Who was in
a film about giant
mosquitoes?
That's just one chapter in a very...
That's the only fucking reason... That's the only fucking reason Bill remembers him, because, like, giant things in a movie destroy...
No, I looked that up on his IMDb page. I might be completely wrong. I'm making that shit up. It just has the word mosquito in the title, so I assume it's about that. Which reminds me, there was a movie in the late 70s called Swarm, which was about bees and shit. And I saw it as a kid, and I never saw it again, and I really want to see it again.
Anyway, I'm sure.
Bill.
I'm sure, like,
I got
good actor and everything. Bill. He was good in his short scene in Crusade, but like it just popped in my head. If you're gonna do a show about young Indiana Jones, then why not try to get that guy? If it's possible.
Well, apparently you have to get a shovel and break Dr. Frankenstein out of jail.
Or make him into a real person, because he's not fucking real.
Yeah.
And then resurrect him, because he is also probably dead at this point.
Yeah. Or just give him to me. I'm the next best thing to Dr. Frankenstein. I stole all his research anyway.
Tweet that now. I am the next best thing to Dr. Frankenstein.
Just, you tweet that, you write that down for me in the comments section.
Dude, just fucking get on Twitter and do
No,
your
write
thing.
it down. My hands are fucking hurting because I burnt them with fire.
Oh,
okay.
I don't want to.
Just type it down, and I can copy and paste it into Twitter.
Anyway, I wanted to talk more about the villains. So the whole Uncharted tangent, that's settled now, though, I think. Alright, so the villain in Temple of Doom, are you okay with him, Bill?
He's pretty cool.
Yeah. Kalima.
He's alright.
It was funny, I was watching the fourth movie with Haley, and because I know it had been years since she'd seen it, I just decided to go like Kalima, and I started like grabbing where her heart is, and like Kalima, and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
You should have.
Just trying to rip out your heart. Just let me do it.
No,
I'm trying to break up with you.
No. This is what you should have done. Just look at it. Just stop doing the whole. Just look at her with scorn and derision, and say just nothing. Just pretend you're like, I was trying to grab your boob. Don't worry about it. Because in your heart of hearts, like there's this tiny whisper. like she's not a real geek, and you know, from that day on, you're like, you are a real geek, Haley. I'm just saying, Ian. That's what Ian thinks. You know.
No, it's really not. No, it's just like
that's just a hate tank tonight. Just fucking hating on everything, and
I don't hate Haley.
She's very hipster thing to
crapping
do,
on everybody else's dreams.
It's a very hipster thing to
such a
do
fucking
to like
hipster.
criticize somebody's geekness.
I'm not a hipster, and I love Haley.
You really are.
You're such a hipster.
Stop it. Stop it. You guys are so mean, Ian. Call me
We're mean. You're talking about ripping out fucking hearts, and Ian thinking his girl isn't a fucking geek, and...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Ian, call me a cocksucker again. Something, please. Anything but that fucking H word.
Whore?
Yes, whore. I'm a whore. I will suck 1,000...
No. I was questioning which H word.
That's not an H word.
I know.
It's a W word.
You're a W word, Bill.
I am! WW, don't ever fucking forget it. Bitch.
Oh, I love this.
Anyway, no, but, like, I like the villain in Temple of Doom. He's not really realized fully, but he's really fucking, like, it's just fucking cool. The dude can pull out your heart. That's fucking awesome.
He was apparently a wrestler.
Really?
Yeah. He's badass. I really enjoy him. There's kind of multiple villains in Temple of Doom. I mean,
who else?
He's the main one. But there's also his underling, who's the more...
Oh, the big strong guy?
Well, him, but there's also the more political head of the palace. Not the
Prime Minister
head, but the dude wearing the gray shirt.
Yeah, the Prime Minister.
Right.
Fair enough. Like, he's just a minor character.
No, you're absolutely. I really like that guy, though.
Yeah, it's just he's so like just charismatic. Not charismatic. He's so
fucking scary.
What's the word I want? He just jumps off the screen.
He's intimidating.
You know? I guess. Word that I cannot think of. That's what he is.
He is so scary that he's impossible to describe.
He's iconic. He's such an iconic villain in a lot of ways. He's got like, he just looks like when you say evil Indian priest, that's what you think of, right?
Not that there are many options. I mean, no, but he is easily the most iconic villain of the franchise.
Yeah,
visually anyway.
Just the fucking Kali Ma thing. I just like, he only does it one time where he actually succeeds, but it's just so fucking cool.
Why doesn't he rip out Willie's heart?
What?
Why doesn't he rip out Willie's heart?
I don't know, because the plot doesn't call for that, or because she didn't want to have her tits touched.
I guess.
I don't know.
Well, because think about it. He does all of the motions. Uh-oh.
Okay, then.
He does all of the motions, but he seems to be holding an invisible heart.
Dude, some fucking crackhead was fucking stealing ice cream from my freezer, dude.
What?
What the fuck? Why don't you lock your doors?
Lock your fucking door!
I just in the bathroom, and then I heard like something crashing in the kitchen. I ran in there. It's just some shaven-headed fucking tattooed, crazy-eyed bitch in like rags eating ice cream. And I yelled at her, and she ran off. I'm like, fucking hell.
That is so fucking weird.
Are you shitting me? That really just fucking happened?
Yeah, man. Like, Ian, remember when I told you that, she how the fuck did she find her way in?
Is it the same person?
It is. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen her. That's what my little brother said.
Fucking call the cops, then. You can leave the call for a bit and come back. Call the cops.
No, the fucking cops they're all around this fucking place. They're literally driving up and down because this is a big old druggy area. And I'm like...
Well, then go talk to one for like 5 minutes.
Man.
Milan, somebody just fucking broke into your house.
It wasn't... The back door was fucking open. My dad...
It doesn't matter. They still broke into your house.
She didn't steal nothing. She just ate some ice cream.
She stole ice cream.
The bitch took my ice cream.
That is the worst offense ever.
Hold on. Go deal with the fucking problem. We will hang up on you if you don't go deal with the problem.
Oh, she's gone. And look, she fucking ran off with my ice cream, dude.
Dude, go take care of it.
It's gone. It's fine. It's fine.
Ian, I can't deal with this. I can't.
Whatever. It's Milan's decision. If he wants to be
He just got fucking robbed on recording.
Dude, it was just fucking ice cream. Just fucking.
Somebody entered your house without your permission, a druggie of some sort, and touched your property. That is not okay. And the fact that you think it is okay is a comment on you as a human being and on the way you were raised.
Oh, Bill. That's harsh.
Go take care of it.
I did. I scared her off with my samurai sword, alright? Don't worry.
Oh my fucking god! Oh my god! Oh my god. Bill, what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit that moment out of the episode and render it out as its own clip, and I want you to post it on your channel as Milan Gets Robbed Geeky Gentleman promo. And just because that little, like, monologue there was so damn impressive.
I just had enough of this shit, man. I'm just...
Dude, that's some shit that you would see, like, a character give at the climax of, like, a dialogue-driven television show right there. Oh my god.
Milan, go deal with that shit right now. Go kick
I dealt with it.
Go fucking kick her ass, or go do something. Cause that's
I'm not gonna kick her ass. Like, dude,
don't fucking worry about it.
She ran off. She ran off.
It's Milan's decision. He can do what he wants.
Yeah.
Oh
dude,
my god.
You just sounded like a dude
between
from
like,
Flirts.
oh, my toilet just broke and my plumbing is fucked up, I'll fix it tomorrow, and somebody just broke into my house. There is a difference.
Break in. She's just gonna
and I will not accept that there is not a difference. I am not going to do it. I will not stoop to that point in my life.
Okay, we'll accept that, but let's move on.
I can't, Ian. I can't. I can't. Give me a minute. You guys keep going.
Okay.
Holy fuck.
Right, so I think probably the best scene, other than the heart tearing out scene in Temple of Doom, and we'll get back to the villains of the other two movies next. But I just wanted to make sure to say this while we're on Temple of Doom again. That fucking bug scene where Lily has to pull the lever, as annoying as she is in every other scene, you gotta admit she's fucking fantastic in that.
Oh, yeah.
She totally fucking sells it.
I mean, I don't know.
That's probably because she was actually freaked the fuck out.
I don't know if it's so much as acting as fucking like, yeah. There are bugs on me, I'm gonna fucking freak out. There's one inconsistent scene with the snake. Why isn't Indy... Oh, he is I'm sorry, never mind. He is terrified.
Okay.
He nods up, but no, he is terrified by it. Never mind. What was I gonna say? There's an interesting story connected with the snake thing in Temple of Doom. There was supposed to be a much more intense scene with the snake in the movie.
What scene are you talking about? Where she thinks it's the elephant's trunk and throws it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there was supposed to be another scene where she falls in a pond and there's a fucking anaconda in the water.
Oh, okay.
And she was so scared that they had to cut it.
Huh.
She just couldn't handle it. She just got so absolutely terrified she couldn't handle it. I was just like, oh my god.
That's fair enough.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
There have been scenes cut for much sillier reasons.
Oh, no, I didn't even shoot it. I mean...
No, you can tell some of the stuff is, either a mannequin or a body double, particularly when the centipede crawls into her hair. But they do she does a really good job of totally selling that scene, because she's probably actually legitimately shitting herself. But it worked. I was really impressed.
Leave it to a woman to look properly scared when faced with insects.
Or break into somebody's house and steal ice cream.
Yeah. To be fair, it's not just women, but Haley and I were watching the fourth one, and there's that scene with the fucking scorpions, and she's like, "Oh god, I'm getting squeamish." I'm like, "Really good thing you weren't here for the second one."
Scorpions?
Yeah, when the scorpions are crawling all over him in the grave.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I was like, "Don't
talk
about the ants." I was like, "Did you just fuck up scorpions with ants?" But you're right. I'm sorry.
No, she was getting like, God, I'm really squeamish because the scorpions were crawling all
Yeah,
over.
I'm terrified of scorpions.
And I'm like,
too.
yeah, it's a really good thing you were not here for the second movie.
Well, here's the thing. There's a really cool use of actual science when Indy goes, how big was he? He's like, fucking huge, man. And he goes, good, then you're fine. He's like, what do you mean? The bigger a scorpion is, the less venomous it is. And I was like, oh, that's good. That's a good use of actual science.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is actually true? I thought that was like just Spielberg making up things.
No,
and
that is
hoping...
absolutely true science.
Okay, that's cool.
Giant
Wow,
scorpions
Bill!
Giant scorpions are almost not even poisonous.
Dude, that's
But
so
why would they
cute.
need to be? They're fucking huge.
That's it. They don't need it. So that's why their venom is less toxic.
Dude, that is so
Spiders,
cute.
it's completely different.
Dude,
And that's
Bill
why
is so
spiders are
cute.
horrible people.
They are.
Spiders are horrible.
You can't fucking trust those fucking spiders. You know, they
They're
should
just
go back.
Those fucking multi-eyed, shifty-ass motherfuckers.
Yeah. They should all go back to Spidervania.
They should get out of our fucking country, man. I'm sick of these
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
spiders living in my country. I'm sick of
Yeah,
it, man.
they just spread all over
Them
the
spiders,
place.
man, they're taking our gerbs.
Yeah,
Okay.
they don't get jobs. You know, they take our jobs. You know, from us good, hardworking, you know, men and women.
Okay, anyway.
I have this samurai sword.
Sorry, Milan, the bit is dead. You have killed it. It's over.
You shot it in the heart, you raped it in the bullet hole, and you buried it and burned it.
Jesus fuck. That's a really horrifying image. Raping someone in their bullet hole. I've never thought of that before.
It's funny you should say that.
But if anyone would do it, it definitely would be Milan.
You know what though? You know what's
Come
fucked up?
on.
I saw it
wouldn't
happen
do-
in a movie once.
What the
Really?
fuck kind of movies do you watch? What the?
That scene was
Bill is really into,
Flex for Frankenstein, which is the Andy Warhol Frankenstein movie, and it is
No,
one
Bill
of the
is just
worst
really,
movies ever
really
made.
into,
Anything
Bill's
by
really-
Andy Warhol is
fucking-
shit.
Because
That
he's
man
a
is-
Damn it.
No, because he's the fuck. He that motherfucker. He managed to trick the entire fucking world into believing he's a genius, where it's just a. No, because he's a plagiarist and a fucking hack. That's why.
Andy Warhol?
Yes.
Like, why?
Because he took a giant picture of soup and said it was art. It's not art.
Well, what about, like, the electric chair image?
Fuck the electric chair image. It's an electric chair.
What about that
I
picture
got-
of Night Owl in Watchmen?
Shut up.
Milan, you are only reinforcing the H word right now.
Don't you fucking dare.
Like, seriously, just because you pick, like, what happened to be his most popular image and think that's, like, the only thing he did.
No, but, like, everything else that he ever did was crap. And everyone...
Not really. The electric chair is beautiful.
That's just society telling you that it's beautiful.
Yep.
No, dude,
Hipster.
no one had to tell me that it was beautiful. I was like, oh my god, this is so well done. Like, it's such a weird thing. He overlays green and purple over this electric chair, and it just like, oh wow, that looks so good. And then I found out it was Andy Warhol after the fact. So, no. Anyway.
I don't give a fuck. I just like the idea of mocking Milan for being a hipster.
Me too.
Anyway.
I'm on
really
board with that.
enjoying this.
Yeah.
It-
you guys are awful.
Every time we get something on Milan, we really gotta pressure it. So, like, hold on.
We have to kill it, shoot it.
What
into
the
heart.
fuck?
Just, is she back?
Milan just got robbed again.
Probably.
I can't, Ian. We gotta wrap this up. I'm literally gonna fucking just fly to Australia and slap this kid in the face for just not doing anything about this situation.
Okay, anyway. Alright, so then the third movie's villain. Let's talk about that one. It's like this honestly, Bill, I don't really like the third movie that much. I like it more than Temple of Doom, but it's just kinda like it's probably like Raiders Raiders, Crusade, Temple of Doom, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but that's just because Temple of Doom has two very annoying actors. Otherwise, it would totally rank over. Otherwise, it would totally rank over Crusade for me.
Oh, definitely.
Dude, Last Crusade is dope.
It's good. I mean, I like Sean Connery. He's brilliant.
He's amazing.
And I love the scene with Hitler, which is something I don't say often.
Also so beautiful, dude. It's a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
That opening in Utah? Holy shit.
See, I don't like that one. It's too cheesy.
How is it cheesy?
I don't know, it just doesn't feel like the... sorry, hold on. It just doesn't feel like the rest of the movie to me. It feels very tongue-in-cheek, whereas the rest of the movie takes itself more seriously.
I don't agree with that at all. I think it fits perfectly.
Not at all. Yeah.
It fits...
I gotta agree with Phil.
It is essential to understanding the relationship of those two characters, though.
Which two characters?
Indy and
his father?
Yeah.
But his father's barely in it.
That's exactly it. That's the point.
Fair enough. Okay. No, I don't hate Crusade or anything. I just don't like it as much as Ark, and objectively, it's better than Temple of Doom, and I suppose I like it more than Temple of Doom, but it's the one I just find myself kind of zoning out on.
Dude, it's beautiful, man. It's just beautiful, and it's filled with...
I mean, I love some of the shots. The shot of the fucking bridge is awesome.
The characters are awesome, man. Salah's back. You gotta love Salah.
Dude, Bill, you sound like a fucking, like a surfer dude high on stuff, and you're like, dude, it's so deep, bro.
I'm playing that up, though. Hang on, let me finish. Dude, fucking Brody's in it. Gotta love Brody. Dude, Brody, man. You gotta love fucking Brody.
That's fair enough.
Fucking the hot German chick? Wouldn't you fucking fuck her?
Dude, she's not German.
Ian,
she's awesome.
Ian, you would fuck her. Tell me.
No.
You would fuck her.
She's like at least 70 years old right now.
But
oh my god.
Fuck her hard.
Dude. Bill, that's all you're allowed to say. Bill, that is all you are allowed to say now. Just say that.
She'd be about 45, I guess? What, Milan?
I don't know.
Dude, that's all you're allowed to say right now. Just say fuck her.
Your house just got robbed and you did nothing about it. You don't get to tell me what to do.
It's so
you
cute.
You clearly make bad decisions.
It's so cute when you say fuck her. It's so cute. I'm like, oh my god, it's an American saying.
I don't care if it's cute. You don't get to tell me what to do after what the fuck happened to you. You just don't. It's not going to happen.
You clearly make poor decisions.
Your decision-making skills are so horrible that I just can't take anything you say seriously anymore. Everything you say to me is... I mean, it was already... It was always questionable. Now I'm just sure whatever you say is just wrong.
It wasn't my fault. It's not like I orchestrated.
Somebody broke into your house and you're doing a podcast.
Dude, it wasn't. She didn't break in. My father left the back door open, and she, was
breaking in.
It was a homeless, junkie lady that needed some food, and I'm glad that she took the ice cream. All right.
Let it die, Milan. Let it die, because I'm done.
Okay.
I can't. If you keep going, I'm gonna get even angrier.
Why are you angry at me for?
Your poor decision making just bothers me. Anyway,
what am I gonna do? I chased her out.
You fucking do something. Anyway,
Milan, here. This would make Bill feel better. If she comes back, try and sleep with her next time.
Dude, my friend Martin, he actually did that. He's like,
you broke into his house?
He said, oh, I found this girl in my kitchen eating my food, and I'm like, hey, you wanna do it? And we're just talking on the train home from work, and he just tells me there's this junkie girl that I had sex with. I'm like it's just out of nowhere, and I'm like, dude.
His decision-making skills are equally, if not worse, than yours. Then that's not make me feel better at all.
Okay. Anyway, but let's talk about the villains in Crusade. Those are clearly the worst defined villain though. It's almost an exact carbon copy of the Nazis from the last one.
Well, they're the same Nazis, Ian. There's not much.
No, they're not the same
Nazis.
Actually, no, it's not a carbon copy. It's a much worse version because the main Nazi villain of the last movie, the black hat dude. He's very iconic. You look at him and goes, "That's a fucking Nazi." But you look at these others and they're like, eh.
Yeah, but dude, that fucking main dude, he's a badass.
No, he's not.
Oh yes, he is. He burns down a house.
Yeah. The Nazis aren't Nazi enough, if you know what I mean.
They just feel like bad guys. They don't feel like Nazis.
That I completely agree with. They do. Spielberg does downplay them a little bit for comedy. It is a little bizarre. But I don't agree with you that...
I love it. I fucking love it when Nazis are played for comedy. It's my favorite thing in cinema.
Dude, we gotta do Iron
It's not
Sky.
consistent.
We've gotta do Iron Sky at some point.
Yeah, I will.
It's not consistent with the first movie, though. I do agree with Ian on that. But I love the villains in the third one. I do agree with you. They're not nearly as good as those in the original, but Donovan's pretty cool. He's a little bit boring at certain points, but I think that I really like
even the way he dies is so reminiscent of the first film. You know?
Yes.
Like the first one, Nazi's face melts off, and this guy like ages instantly, and it's almost the exact same type of effect.
Oh, but it looks badass in Crusade, dude.
Oh no, I mean it's fucking awesome. There's this really funny for everyone that has Stumble Upon. I'm sure you've seen this, but there's this really funny image of him just before he drinks from the cup, and they put like the text under it. I'll just hit stumble one more time, and then it's him just after he's like before he fades into dust. It's like the long fucking hair, it's the skeleton. Exactly, that is exactly what stumbling is.
Yeah.
No, but like his death is cool and all. It's just I think he's a very poor attempt to recapture what the Nazis and the villain was in the first film. And that's actually one of the things that, it's very few things, but it's one of the things that Kingdom of the Crystal Skull has over Crusade, is the villains are not similar at all, but they still feel like they're the same level of threat, you know?
Mm.
Like, they work in a lot of the same ways as the Nazis do in 1 and 3, but they feel like completely different. Their motivations completely different, even though they're trying to do essentially the same thing. Harness a power they couldn't possibly hope to control. And Kate Winslet as this, like, semi-psychic, communist, wench is fantastic. It's a little silly when she has a fencing match on cars, which could have been cool, but it just doesn't work because fucking Shia LaBeouf's there.
It's completely his fault.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, you know what would have made it work better?
What?
If it hadn't been Shia LaBeouf and it had been Marion. That would have made the scene so much better.
It's still ridiculous, I mean.
Yeah, but still, it's not, like, much more ridiculous than, some of the other stuff, like Short Round getting passed between the fucking carts. It's not more ridiculous than that, which, don't get me wrong, Short Round getting passed around the carts is still pretty bad.
Yeah, well, it's alright, but, like, that girl she makes one sexy Russian, fake Russian.
I don't think she's that
How do you
attractive.
feel about the portrayal of the Russians, Milan?
Like, that's the thing. They have that whole bad. Like, you can tell when a Russian is not a Russian on screen, because in the American movies, Russians don't act like Russians and they don't talk proper Russian. They're just like they're just making up sounds.
I think the Russians in Indy 4 are a horrible attempt to recapture the Nazi feel.
Yeah, it's like 50 commies are not Nazis, you know.
Well, they aren't, but at the same time, just the way they work, they feel a lot closer to what the original villains were, as opposed to what the third movie's villains were.
I disagree. But also you got to understand that's not what they were, though.
I mean, like, as far as, like, the threat level.
I guess, but it's so distracting because they weren't that way that, again, it feels like they were so desperate to recapture the feel of the Nazis in the first movie that they had to change the way the Russians operated in the 50s in order to suit that need.
Yeah.
How so?
They didn't go around in these giant trucks fucking trucking around the jungle trying to find artifacts. They were a lot more... They operated not much differently than America did.
Yeah, I agree with that. I get you. I was just trying to figure out what exactly you were trying to say.
That's why I think the villains in Indy 4 feel more like the way you're describing the villains in the third movie than the villains in the third movie are.
You know, one thing that I think the first movie does really well is it takes something that actually happened and really takes it to its logical extent. I did like the idea of, you know, because Hitler had this whole thing, and they did it in the first Captain America movie, too, to a certain extent, where Hitler had this whole thing about finding mythological artifacts. He was the last known owner of the Spear of Hope.
Right.
Which is just, it's one of those really fascinating things.
The Spear of Hope is the one that impaled Christ, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the spear that was used to stab Jesus to give him a quick death.
Right.
Dude, would they, you know, was that really did they keep that? I mean, like, at the time, do you really think the Romans
it's always debated. I mean, it's always debated whether or not it was an actual artifact, but it was an actual Roman spear with dried blood on it that was broken.
Right.
So
who knows?
That part is undeniable. You know, you can argue where that blood came from and blah blah blah, but still.
So basically, if they try to clone Jesus, we'll finally, you know, the debate will be settled.
Well, the Spear of Hope has been missing. As I said, Hitler was the last known owner of the Spear of Hope, and it has been missing since World War II.
Can you describe it to me? You know, just describe it to me.
Just to see if I own it in my garage.
No, because like
it's a broken spear. It's like the metal part and a little bit of the shaft, but it's broken.
And it'll
have some dried blood.
And it has like 3 or 4 little notches missing from it, and it has like this, like the blood is not the right. It's still kind of, it's not dried.
I don't know because no pictures of it exist.
Yeah, how much do you think?
See, that actually.
How much do you think this will cost?
Problem with the there's this whole problem that a lot of people have with the whole alien plot they did, and I don't have a problem with it. But there's an idea for you. Do you think Indy 4 would have been more well received if they did like another religious artifact, like if they had been looking for the Spear of Hope?
I suppose, but they did the Spear of Hope in one of the video games, and I think one of the books.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
It's been done before with Indiana Jones, but I don't know. I just don't understand why there's so much alien hate when it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense with the way they explain it. It depends on who your god is.
Yeah, like I think what it is people have this notion in their head of magic and science being completely different all the time as far as how they're portrayed in fiction.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And Indiana Jones has always been a normal guy that has to deal with a magical thing. Right?
Yeah.
And to them, having aliens there kind of like... I guess the argument is aliens showing up feels like it's the wrong tone. And it's not, because you can make the argument that everything in the other 3 movies is just some kind of alien technology that got into the hands of ancients, and maybe that spoils it for people, too.
It depends on how you interpret religion. And I suppose that gets into the deeper faucets of Indiana Jones than perhaps the filmmakers considered, or maybe they did consider. Who knows? Maybe that's why that line.
I think it's just kind of like that's the thing that I don't get about you Americans. You always want every tiny little detail about a thing explained. It's like, oh, I want, like, can't you just leave it be and just enjoy the mystery of it all?
That's not an American thing. That just depends on who you are.
That's a human thing, dude.
That is really the principal reason, but okay.
No,
anyway.
I mean, not really. I mean, like, whenever, like, regarding movies, like, whenever, like, something, like, the tiniest of insignificant things isn't explained, you nitpick at it and say, oh, it's, you know, why isn't this thing explained?
It's really not an American thing. I've heard fucking Diana, Pop Culture Diva nitpick at shit, so no.
Well, she does it differently.
You're wrong.
She does it in a more, you know, like, Eastern European...
She does it in a way that involves boobs, is what you're trying to say.
What the fuck? How does that work?
God. Robbing people, sexism, Jesus Christ.
No, it's not sexism. Milan's trying to bullshit.
All over the map.
His way out of his fucking argument here, and I'm just like, no, you're saying Diana does it differently,
Milan,
but
you are completely
really,
wrong.
The only thing she does different is she does it with boobs.
No.
It is absolutely a condition of humanity to just pick at something until we learn everything about it. It's just part of the human condition.
Dude, Milan. All right, do yourself a favor, and by this I do not mean actually to do yourself a favor. I forbid you, I caution you strongly, I urge you never, ever, ever to pick up this book, The Principle of Reason by Martin Heidegger. Never lay your hands on it, never let your eyes read a single word from the page. It totally answers the complaint you're bringing up, but don't. Do not dare touch it.
Okay.
For your own sake.
It's like the Lost Ark. You'll fucking pick it up and your face will melt and it'll go.
Dude, I did a fucking video. There's a video on my channel that was part of a term paper I did where I just put the fucking link in the middle of the term paper called Ian's Enlightened Reaction to the Principle of Reason, in which I put the book on top of a dummy where the head goes because there's a picture of Heidegger on it, and I literally punch the shit out of the book, throw the dummy on the ground, and start beating the shit out of the dummy. Alright? That is my reaction to the Principle of Reason. And I never recommend that anyone read it, but if you really want an answer to your question, if you really want to put yourself through that book, feel free if you can manage it.
Okay. Okay, fine. But, like, look. I don't think...
It's not an American thing, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
Heidegger's
but
German. And an asshole. And a Nazi.
Okay, but like, look.
Nazi?
Nazi. Anyway, but, like, the spear that pierced the side of Christ, like, people say that the BPRD have it, but I think I might have it.
Okay. That joke died like 10 minutes
No, I'm
ago.
serious. I'm completely serious. Like,
let's get back to the.
I'm using it as a paperweight. It's awesome.
Okay. Anyway.
Aliens. They should not have been
wasn't that
CGI.
Grodd's line? Wasn't that Grodd's line in that episode of Justice League where he has Lex Luthor steal the Spear of Hope?
Yeah.
It's like I thought it'd make a good desk ornament.
The aliens shouldn't have been CG. They look horrible.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
They look fucking awful.
I don't
Like
know
when
what the fuck
they're
they were
crystal,
thinking.
like the crystal skeletons, those look fine, but when the fucking thing like comes together and looks at her, it looks awful.
Yeah, they really should have just done something like the silence in Doctor Who.
Yeah, that would have looked a lot better. It looks terrible. And the fucking, you don't need to see a pyramid, you don't need to see the flying saucer and the pyramid get destroyed. That looked bad too.
They shouldn't have been
Oddly
shown
enough,
the saucer.
Since you mentioned Doctor Who, I had this thought, because I forgot that he was in this. When John Hurt first shows up, I'm like, oh, fucking the Doctor, man. And then, like, I started, like, thinking about that while I was watching him, and he has a lot of, like, lines that are said in this movie where there's no music playing, where if someone really wanted to, they could make a pretty fucking kick-ass fan trailer of, like, a legitimate Ninth Doctor movie, like War Doctor movie, because, like, he has, like, especially his last line, not space, but the space between spaces. I'm like, that could totally...
That was such bullshit. Why the fuck didn't they just make them normal aliens? I don't understand. And I know why they did it, but the reason is so fucking stupid, I just can't even wrap my head around it. So Spielberg was completely against the idea of not only doing a fourth Indiana Jones movie, but also the idea of doing aliens, because he thought that aliens have been overdone. And he felt like he didn't want to do aliens because he felt like, oh, aliens have been done so often and so much better than the way I've done them, I just don't want to do it anymore. And the only way Lucas got Spielberg to agree to do the movie was to make them interdimensional beings. And it's so fucking pointless and such a unnecessary way to do it that it doesn't even matter. They're fucking aliens. There is no reason for them not to come from space. Absolutely no reason.
Also, why is there so much, like, I guess you kind of have to, since they go with the actual Indian Native American, South American thing of, like, the wrapped heads to get the elongated look of the skull.
Right, to make them look like aliens. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I guess you kind of have to go with a design that has that look to it.
I also
God,
love the idea of making them look like classic aliens. That was a cool idea.
Yeah, definitely.
I hate that. I hate that design so much.
Why?
Like it's just. I understand the whole homage thing, but it's so fucking overused. I'm like, God, couldn't they have just had a flying saucer and that been the end of it? Why do they have to have the fucking big-eyed round head?
Oh, I agree with that. I don't think they should have shown the aliens in person. I completely agree with. Not only do they look horrible, but I think they would have had more power that way. There's a movie that came out recently that's really scary. It's a little bit cliched. It's been done a million times, but it's done quite well. Called Dark Skies. It's all about alien abduction. They never show the aliens clearly, and they have so much more frightening presence in that way. So I suggest I recommend that movie.
Fair enough. No, I don't like classic alien design. It just bothers me. Unless you're actually doing something interesting with it, like honestly, it's a weird example. Unless you're doing what Paul did with it, then just don't fucking bother with classic design aliens. Get an art department, have them whip up something original, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, because it's like, those aliens are like so 90s, and like they're so like not 90s. I mean, like they're so Americana. I get like what they were trying to do, but like during the 90s, they were the whole gray alien phenomenon, and there was like, oh look, like I want to believe and all that shit, and so it's just like it's kind of boring now. Like I agree with Ian. It's like
I agree with you guys too. I appreciate the homage.
Like I get what they were trying to do, but a flying saucer would have been enough of an homage. You don't need the fucking even if especially if you're just going to show them in one fucking shot. Just do something original with it.
They should have put them in armor too.
Nah.
And there should have been a bunch of unnecessary lines and weird logos.
And they should all have collars for some reason.
And they should also be edgier, and like we should make a couple of them gay.
Yeah, totally.
No, the reason why I say the armor is because if you look at Ancient Alien conspiracy theories, they usually depict them wearing this kind of golden armor.
Why would you watch conspiracy theories about ancient aliens?
Because it's fucking fascinating and dopey, and I love it.
You're just praying you're just praying that one day those fucking aliens will come down and shoot some sort of fucking iguana with their, make a thing fucking grow beam. And you go, yay, it's a big lizard and I will make you. No. Ian, you know what Bill wishes he could be? That fucking kid in every anime ever about a giant monster that can just ride on the giant monster's back and go, Kia! Go get him, giant monster, and just have he wants to be a Pokemon master, don't you, Bill?
Milan, your house just got robbed.
Not gonna lie. When I was watching the new Godzilla, that you can see that halo drop in the trailer, and in the thing you get a first-person perspective of the dude dropping, and he gets really close to Godzilla as he goes down. I was legitimately hoping we'd get a shot of the lead actor riding Godzilla, and I was very disappointed that it didn't happen.
Yeah. No. Like I want to see. Like I'm sure they took this out, but as the guy's falling, I'm sure he just goes like, "Is that a fucking kid on Godzilla's shoulder?" Just, oh my god, it is. It's a little.
Just to point this out because I can. They never did that in Godzilla movies. That was Gamera's thing. Just saying.
Okay.
Oh, anyway. Who gives a shit?
I give a shit, Milan. Your house just got robbed. Shut up.
Yeah, you give a shit. That case in point.
Hipster.
Anyway,
shut up.
No, like the aliens there's something about it. I don't mind that they used aliens. I thought some of the stuff they did with aliens was really clever. Like I like that they point out the similarities between pyramids in Egypt and South America. It suffers a little bit that fucking Alien vs. Predator.
Yeah, they did that too, and it was fucking stupid.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's clever sci-fi stuff, but, like, you really got to be the first one to do it.
Why would the Predators be gods? It makes no sense.
It really doesn't, but it makes more sense than Indiana Jones.
Absolutely.
So.
I mean,
they're not gods. They're just gonna, like, look at us, we're big, scary, and otherworldly, lift heavy rocks for us, because we're too fucking lazy to do it. So. Okay.
At least perspective-wise.
No, but just like I don't know. It's just something about the aliens doesn't work, and I think it's just somewhere in the execution that really ruins it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what would have worked is if it hadn't been so obvious that they were going to be aliens from like the first 10 minutes in the movie. You know,
or from the
if the
trailers.
marketing, what?
Or from the fucking trailers.
Yeah, just like it's so obvious that they're gonna do aliens, and if they'd been really subtle about it throughout the movie, that would have been fine. But it's so obvious throughout the whole movie it would have worked so much better if they had been more subtle about it, and they'd been thinking it was some kind of other, mystical force instead.
Also, who were they trying to fool with trying to make it a reveal that Mutt is his son?
No idea.
It is so fucking obvious, and it was spoiled months before the movie was ever released.
Yeah.
Makes no sense to me.
That one I didn't follow movies at that time in my life because I was still in high school. I had shit to do. But, no, I just, that didn't help that I didn't know, because as soon as I started watching the movie and, fucking Shia LaBeouf shows up, I'm like, oh god, he's gonna be in these kids.
I like the original idea of making it a daughter.
That'd have been so much
I think
cooler.
that would have been cool.
That would have been, yeah, that would have been cooler.
Because then it could have been, then she could have, grown up in England, and it could have been Lara Croft.
Oh, shit, son!
Either that or,
God.
just make her a badass British chick. I like the idea, or make her just, totally different than any other woman Indy's ever met, and he's just dumbfounded by it.
Yeah, though, to be fair, yes, the reveal sucks, but you gotta love fucking Indy's reaction to finding out.
Yeah.
That was so brilliant, where he's like, why did you make him finish school?
Right, exactly. Because what he says earlier to him is, you do what makes you happy. He's like, the fuck is wrong with you, bitch?
It's so funny, because in that moment, you do see him become his father.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was so brilliant.
There's a beautiful moment where he goes, somewhere up there, your grandfather's laughing.
Which, the other thing is, I know Sean Connery probably wouldn't have done it. I think they had a hard time talking Harrison Ford into this, but,
yeah.
Shouldn't, just from a continuity standpoint, shouldn't Sean Connery still have been alive because he fucking drank from the goddamn, what's the word?
The Fountain of Youth. No, actually, you have to keep drinking from it. It's not a one-time deal.
Well, no, I didn't think he'd be, immortal, but you'd think he would live longer, than his normal
Indy,
lifespan. What?
Why wouldn't Indy then, though?
Well, maybe he will.
I guess. No, but the idea in Last Crusade is that, because it's funny, I had the exact same thought, but the idea is that the reason why you can't take the Grail past that point is that you have to keep drinking that water.
No, I get that. I'm just not really. He should have survived just a little bit longer. You'd think, my thinking is that when you drink it one time, it, kind of doubles your lifespan.
Oh, I don't know I don't know about that.
It heals wounds and would, conceivably at least, increase your lifespan. Not necessarily double, but just increase it beyond regular expectation. Because, no, actually, there is justification for that, because the two brothers leave and they die at 150.
Oh, that's right, you're right.
They totally say that.
Yeah.
He could have died in a tragic car accident, or died of a meth overdose, who knows?
No, I'm just throwing that one out there. That totally is, justified.
Or died in an opium den, like Alan Quartermain was supposed to in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh, yeah, that's so true. That would have been cool. Oh, no.
Which actually...
No.
Quick question. That headshot that they get of Sean Connery to put in the photo frame, is that from League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? Because it kind of looks like it.
Nah, he's got glasses on.
Okay. Wasn't...
Marcus is dead. I'm so sad.
Is the actor dead, or just did they not feel like using...
No, the actor's dead too.
Okay, I didn't know that.
But it makes sense that he would have died as well.
No, that's fine. I just had that thought, continuity-wise. You probably wouldn't have been able to get Sean Connery to do it.
Well, the other thing is you've got to realize that Sean Connery is playing older, because he's actually only 12 years older than Harrison Ford.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's not that much older than Harrison Ford is.
He certainly looks it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they cast him. He plays a lot older. Well, it's also weird. You look at Never Say Never Again. That was only... What? Indy was 89. Never Say Never Again was 83. 6 years. He looks a lot older in Last Crusade than he does in Never Say Never Again.
Wow.
Nuts.
Yeah, old.
They
old
aged
white
him up a
man
lot
age.
for that movie, and it works really well. You totally buy the age difference.
It especially works for me, because one, I didn't know what you just told me, and two, Sean Connery, as long as I have been alive, in my head, has always been really old.
Well, you see, you're not a Bond fan, so that's not the case for me.
Well, no, just for
How old
for
was he
me,
when he was playing the Bond?
He was actually pretty old when he was cast as Bond. He was late 30s.
Fuck. Dude, fucking, like, everyone
He was
back
already
then...
balding when he was cast as Bond. He's wearing a wig through all those movies.
Huh. You know, it's so
It's
fucking
very
weird.
obvious later on, too.
Yeah. Dude, it's so weird because, all the dudes back then, they just fucking aged so fast. Maybe it was because, I don't know, bad
because
diet.
everybody smoked.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Milan. Everybody fucking smoked back then. Like, my dad, man, Jesus Christ. Oof. I feel so bad. I mean, he's 53, but Jesus, he looks 10 years older. It's just those fucking things take a toll, dude.
All right.
My
okay,
father,
so I think...
dude, my father has been smoking, since he was 15, but he's just now getting white hair on the sides. I made him stop smoking because he was coughing up fucking phlegm all night, so
Yeah.
he's no longer smoking, but since he stopped smoking, he aged, he looks 10 years younger now.
Yeah.
And he's 81. He's 82 now.
Okay, anyway, I think we're about done with Indiana Jones, though, don't you
agree.
guys? We got some mileage out of this one. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no.
All right. And fucking Milan got robbed.
Twice!
No, that
twice.
was just him talking to his dad.
My little brother came back, and he's like,
Oh.
I nearly cut him down with a fucking katana, dude. I opened the door, when he was banging on the door. I'm like, get the fuck out of here! And he's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, nothing.
We just got robbed!
Again? No, but anyway, so I think
Papa,
that's
leave the door open again? Yes.
I think that's it for Indiana Jones review. Milan, what are we... Oh, wait, hold on. Let's go ahead and get scores. Bill, do you want to do a score for each movie, or what's up?
Yeah, let's do scores for each movie.
Okay, I'm gonna go first. Let's make this fun and difficult, so, there's some kind of tension. We'll each do one movie, in order, okay? All right,
so we're giving a separate score for each movie with separate nouns.
Yes, and we're going to do, I'll do the first movie, Milan will do the first movie, you'll do the first movie, I'll do the second, blah, blah, blah. All right, So, I'm going to go first, and I give Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, the title left my mind, I give Raiders of the Lost Ark 5 out of 5, passed out drunk guys who just lost a drinking contest to a woman that's a badass.
All right, then.
Milan, how about you?
I give this film 5 out of 5 melting Nazi heads.
Oh, nice.
You guys are both amateurs. I give Raiders of the Lost Ark 5 coat hangers that look like torture devices out of 5.
Oh, good one. Okay. I give Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom 4 out of 5 Indiana Jones voodoo dolls.
Okay.
Okay.
I give this film 5 out of 5 racially insensitive portrayals of little Asian boys.
I give Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom 2 baby anacondas that are about to be eaten out of 5.
That's so weird. Nobody chose the ripped out heart,
Yeah, nobody
that
chose
was
any of
too
the
obvious.
horrifying things on that table.
Little too obvious.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Last Crusade. I give Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade... Ooh. Alright, I'm gonna give it 3.5 out of 5. Shit, now I'm running out of fucking Zeppelins. There we go.
Milan?
Oh, I give it 4 out of 5. Whoa, which movie is this again? This is the third one, right?
This is The Last Crusade.
Yep.
Oh, let's go say it. I give this movie, let's see, 4.5 out of 5 of invisible bridges.
Okay.
I give Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade 5... Oh, I just had it. What was it? 5 Valley of the Crescent Moons out of 5.
Okay. I will give Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull 2 out of 5. Shia LaBeouf Tarzans.
I'll give this movie nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Oh, there's something in there. You gotta give it something.
Okay, I'll give it 1 decapitated Shia LaBeouf head on a silver platter.
Well, that's not something that happened, though.
In my dreams, it did.
would have made the movie much better.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna give Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull 2.5 horrible CGI monkeys out of 5.
Dude.
Okay.
Dude, that should be...
Alright, so...
Yes, I like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull better than Temple of Doom. Not by much, but a little bit.
Okay.
Fuck you, people.
It's okay, Bill. It's not...
No, I'm gonna defend my... This is the hill I'm gonna die on, motherfuckers.
Dude, we should just have Bill's intro for Geeky Gentleman just be those fucking CGI monkeys. Just as punishment for his outburst.
No.
How about we give Milan just a fucking giant bloody dildo as his, just for him not doing anything about his house getting robbed?
Thank you, guys. God, that's such a thoughtful gift.
Oh my god. Alright, Milan, what are we talking about next week, then? It's gotta be a debate topic.
Debate topic?
It must be related to Superman. No, I'm kidding.
It doesn't have to be, I just thought it'd be fun.
Let's see.
You had a whole episode to come up with something.
I got fucking robbed. I had something on the...
Yeah, he got fucking robbed. That's the one rational reaction he's had all night, that he didn't come up with a topic.
Anyway, let's see. You guys want something to do with Superman? Okay.
It doesn't have to be. Kidding.
Okay, well, nothing to do with Superman then. Let's see. What is the best way to portray women in comic books?
We kind of already did that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Let's see. The odd stylistic choices regarding superhero costumes in the 90s.
That's a mini. That we can't possibly get a full episode
Just
out of that
superhero
one.
costumes in general.
No, we already did that.
Okay.
No, we already did that. We did that.
No, we didn't.
We've never done that.
Are you sure?
Absolutely positive. I can't believe we haven't, but we haven't.
And we stretch it out for like a 2-hour session or whatever?
Not 2 hours. It'll be a shorter episode. It'll be just over an hour, and we'll totally fuck around during it.
Oh,
but,
no, we could totally get some time out of that.
Okay, fair enough.
Dude, how about we get superhero enthusiasts on this shit?
Maybe I'll ask him, see if he's down.
Yeah.
That might be ideal, because I probably won't be able to be on the next episode.
Oh, well, thanks for, reassuring me we'll be able to get an hour and a half out of it.
Yeah.
And then fucking, totally bailing.
But yeah, totally. We'll totally have fun. We'll eat ice cream, and I won't be there. Hooray.
And then somebody will break into my house and steal my ice cream.
I love you, Phil.
I love you too, Milan.
Okay, anyway.
Dude, you should have me on your fucking podcast. It'd be awesome.
No, we're fucked up enough on DFOS. We don't need help.
Good point.
DFOS, the show in which no one ever finishes a story.
We actually pretty much stayed on topic last episode. It was pretty shocking.
I'm still listening to it. I'm about an hour and so in. Alright, everyone. Thank you for listening. So next week we'll be discussing superhero costumes, which, that should be good. We'll probably start with Ben Affleck and the new Flash costume.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Since I won't be on probably, it looks awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. Which one?
Both.
Okay.
So Ben Affleck is a lot better.
Oh, baby, no.
Anyway, we'll be discussing costumes, superhero costumes next week. That should be a lot of fun. But until next time, I'm the Philosopher.
I'm the Fanatic.
And I am the Madman.
Also known as the Hipster, and we are your geeky...
Fuck up, you motherfucker!
And we are your geeky gentlemen, and we will be discussing things.
Woo!